Hey guys, it's another Uninformed unboxing. This time I've got the SouthOrd ST-23 Locksmith kit. I got this one off of Mass Drop. I'm filming in international waters right now. Just wanted to make that clear. I'm on a boat in international waters. And anyway, going ahead and looking at the kit. This one's, I didn't take it out of the box like this. I actually assembled it. Assembly was really a snap. It comes in two pieces. You have this top piece here. You have the base here. You get a little thumb screw up here to help screw in the cylinders, and there's a screw that gets inserted under the center through this top part here. It took me less than a minute. I just slapped the two pieces of wood together, take a screwdriver to the bottom screw, and this is just a thumb screw up there. What comes in the kit, besides the packaging, is you get this assembly right here. You have a place for one cylinder locked into the top by the thumb screw. It comes with a key that unlocks every lock, and it comes with 5 cylinders in total with varying degrees of difficulty, starting with 1 and going all the way up to 5. It comes with 4 different picks, as you can see here, and then you've got a little torque wrench right here. And it also comes with this book, Easy Pickings, which tells you a little bit about some techniques and essentially how to do the lock picking. This is your training manual. I've actually had some use with this so far. Pretty much my reactions with this was it's neat. It's neat for definitely a first-time lock picker. One of my complaints with the kit of itself is this manual only refers essentially to lock picking. It's not really referring to the kit in and of itself. This is really kind of a separate piece that just talks about lockpicking in general. Where I found it to be a fault was when I received these, I could very well tell that, 1 was the easiest and 5 was the hardest. I wasn't necessarily sure how, but just kind of from picking them and trying them out a little bit. The 1 actually just has 1 pin in it, and 2 has 2 pins, 3 has 3, 4 has 4, and 5 has 5 pins that sit at different heights, as you can see by the universal key. If you want to cheat, you can always just look at the key and see exactly where the pins sit. The picks in and of themselves, they're fine. There's nothing too special about them. They're a little thin, but that's perfect because it needs to slide in here. I wish handles were a little bit thicker, but I'm not a professional picker. I have no idea if the handles themselves are thin for a reason other than easy carrying and easily putting on the go. The book itself was a pretty solid read. It taught you basically, the methods of using each of these picks. I actually gleaned the most information when it came to using this pick in particular from the book, which was more, you actually go in and you pick each individual pin. Thoughts on the kit all by itself. You can buy these picks separately in separate kits. You can get them in little tool rolls that have different picks in varying degrees. You can get them for Europe, you can get them for American, etc. Locks. So speaking specifically about this entire kit right here, since you can buy these other items separately, one of my bigger disappointments was this kit was looking at where these cylinders sit when not in use. Now it looks kind of nice and steady right here, and I remember seeing the display photos. It looked like they were really snug. They're not. These guys, they're not at all. That's pretty much staged what they look like. The base of the cylinder is, it sticks out to a degree that it couldn't comfortably rest in a circle of this size. So really, when you're done using it, you have to, if you set it in there, just kind of, you really have to kind of mess with it to get it to sit up straight. And if it jiggles just a little bit, these guys are going to kind of come, they're not going to sit just right. So they're just kind of bouncing around all the time. They can't sit in the other way because the face is too fat for the hole. If you want, I'm sure you could drill these a little bit bigger and have them just sit in there real tight around the actual circular bit, but that's what you get. The back of the kit, it's got nothing going on. This might have been a cool spot to, I don't know, do something like maybe put a recess in here to store the picks. It looks like these are unrelated, essentially. That this was not exactly built to hold picks, and vice versa. The book doesn't really reference this kit. I'll give them this. The changing out the cylinders is a snap, just like that. You can pop a new one out, or you can pop the old one out, put the new one in, just like that. I found, as someone trying to learn from this particular kit, things like a one pin cylinder seemed almost to be able to. It seemed too easy. It was hard to glean any information just by picking this one, just because of how simple it was. And I know that might be to get you to just kind of understand, like, oh, okay, there's where the pin is, and so you can lift it up and put it into shape, and then you can turn it with a wrench. But I found it. I couldn't tell if I was actually getting better at it or if it was happening on accident. And really, I kind of got that same feeling of, I don't know if I was actually doing something right, or if the pins were sitting just kind of on accident, just from me jumbling around, until I got to really the only one that gave me pause without even opening the book. I tried these without opening the book, and I was able to do it, with the exception of the fifth one. The fourth one took me a little bit, but under a couple minutes, and the fifth one was one that I actually opened the book, I tried out different picks, and I finally kind of learned something, which was great. But the problem is that's the hardest one, and so I didn't really get anything from any of the other ones, and it really just kind of cheapened my education, so to speak. I wanted to get some practical knowledge, some information that I could use, or that I could learn, and I didn't really get it with these other ones. They just kind of fell into place way too easy. Like I said, I didn't read the book. I just kind of jammed something in there and wiggled it around, and it popped, and I was like, oh, okay. And then coming from lock number 5 and saying, okay, I did lock number 5. Let's try it on, let's try it on my front door, my own front door. Trying that, I didn't, and it seemed to be, looking at the key and looking at the lock, they seem to be very comparable. This and my front door lock, and it didn't seem like the skills that I learned with this translated super well. Like, it looks like the step up in difficulty from this training lock to an actual door lock without any special anything seemed to be a pretty steep climb. For the amount that it costs, I believe it's like $60-$70. Is it worth it to get this kit? I would say no, probably not. It looks nice, that's for sure, but it can't really be a display piece because of the nature of exactly what it is. But it looks nice. The amount of picks you get these 4, and you get the wrench, and you get the book. You're looking at this on the internet. You can kind of get this information from the internet as is anyway. These 4 picks, you can buy a ton more picks than just 4 for that kind of money. So really what you're looking on is how much value does this lock picking kit bring you. And it's an ego boost, that's for sure. I felt like I was king of the world when I started blazing through all these locks, but when I tried to translate this to the real world, I found that my skills came up lacking. And that, to me, could be a fault on myself not picking it up and translating it well, or it could be in some part due to, like I said, the only lock that actually gave me pause was this one right here, and these just kind of were nothing to me. And that's not to say anything about my skills. Like I said, I've never really touched these before. This really just, I feel like I could just shake these and they, I would unlock it. So all in all, I would say spend your money on better picks. Go read internet research to start off if you don't have someone that you can learn from, or like a lockpicking club that's around you. And then I would say maybe invest in an actual, a usable lock, not these little practice locks. Or if you want, get one. Just get something like this. Just get one practice lock. Work on that for a while. See if you can change out the pins to make, to change the difficulty on your own. But that's going to be my recommendation on the SouthOrd ST-23 Locksmith kit. Thanks.